thank you for coming for this session. And I understand that you have some concerns today, and I'm ready when you're ready to voice your concerns.
Absolutely, yeah. I have a teenage daughter that goes to school
Mm-hmm.
in your high school, and she's been doing very good in school. She has been doing good overall,
Uh-huh.
but more recently, there seems to be a huge communication gap. In that, she'll lock herself in her room. She's doing her homework.
Okay.
And when she's not, she's listening to music or watching video, and she's not that communicative anymore. And she doesn't get together with the family as much as she used to. She's just in her own land. And it's the space that's bothering me, that she's created between us, that's bothering me about.
It sounds that some of her behavior has changed, and she locks herself in her room, and there is lack of communication.
Correct.
Is
Very
that
much.
right?
Very much.
Um, okay. Um, can you give me other instances? Some more. Tell me a little bit
So
more.
when we do try and communicate with her, it is typically in short bursts,
Mm-hmm.
and it is around: Have you done your homework? How are you doing in school? Or I asked you to follow up on reviewing colleges, a short list of
Uh-huh.
colleges that I gave you. It's typically that,
Okay.
and that annoys her even more. And typically the answers are one word, as in "I'm not done it yet," or "I don't have the time to do it now," or "Can we talk about this later?" And she just moves away.
Yeah, I understand that, she just talks when you ask her questions. Otherwise, she really does not communicate a whole lot.
And even when I do ask questions, simple question like "How was school today?" The answer is often, it was good," and she moves on.
So it sounds like it's always mostly just one word answers, and it sounds like she's a little bit closed.
Very much,
Not yeah
very
yeah.
much. It wasn't always like this. More recently, it's become like this, and it's gotten worse, I feel.
I understand how you're feeling. Um, so when she does these kind of things, when you see her not communicating as well, how does that make you feel? Does it make you? I mean, does it make you feel angry?
It does make me feel angry. It makes me feel underappreciated because as a parent, I feel like I try and do the best for her.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come back home from work and when I don't even get a "Hi, how are you? How was your day?" type communication, I feel like she doesn't appreciate what I do for her.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And when I ask her simple questions and when she doesn't want to engage in a conversation, I feel neglected, and completely underappreciated.
I'm impressed that you are making an attempt to go and bond with her and try and talk to her about it. And I totally understand when you are disappointed. Is that the word I should be using, or
Yes, very much.
frustrated? I
And I've shared
understand.
that disappointment with her. I've gone to her and I've said to her, "I'm very disappointed that you don't talk to me as much
Mm-hmm.
as you used to. I'm very disappointed that you don't want to do things that we used to do together, like biking or running or even going out for a hike." Part of it I understand in that she's busy with schoolwork and there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure. She's in high school now. I get that, but even when she does have downtime, she doesn't make it a point to spend the time with us. She prefers to just be locked in her room and listen to her music or watch video, and spend her time that way.
So it sounds like earlier she used to do some fun activities with you, like biking and some outdoor activities, but now the communication has gone down, and she's in her own world. She's in her room doing her stuff.
That is correct.
Yeah,
That is
yeah, I
correct.
totally understand. So have you done anything else to try and get to communicate a little bit? Have you tried anything different?
I've tried to come up with fun projects that are
Mm-hmm.
of interest to her. For example, I created a spreadsheet. I listed some cars. I listed, what the lease options for those cars are. I showed her how I did the math on one or two cars, and then I prompted her to go on the website and look at other cars she could consider buying for herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's 16. She's expecting to get a driver's license, and so I want to get her a car.
Okay.
And so I thought that was a project that we could get to work together on. But as much as she said she's interested in driving and getting a car and all that, she seems to have neglected that too. She
Mm-hmm.
has not followed up. The spreadsheet is still in the form that I gave it to her in, and she's not taken the time to go look up cars or come back to me and tell me what cars she likes, or she's not taking any interest on that. The other thing I tried to do was come up with a list of colleges. She told me she's interested in liberal arts. I came up with a list of colleges that cater to liberal arts, and I gave her that list, and I gave her some homework on why don't you look up what departments there are in these colleges, look up what professors
Mm-hmm.
teach in these colleges, and let's try and write to them so that you get to know them before you begin to apply to those colleges. It's been over 3 months since I put that list together, and almost every week without fail I've been reminding her to follow up, but it's always in the back burner, and it's always something that she promises to get to but still hasn't gotten to. So any project that I try to work with her on seems to be in the back burner for her.
So all the projects that you make an attempt to help her out are often incomplete, and she's
She
not
doesn't
able to
follow up.
complete them.
Another recent example is she got good grades in one of her math exams.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited for her, and I said to her, "We need to celebrate this as a family." And I told her to look up places to visit over the weekend and spend a weekend at. And I gave her some options. I said, "Look, maybe you should look up Pismo Beach or Santa Cruz or any place you like, but plan the vacation for the family. Look up a house that you'd like to go for, have us go stay at VRBO or Airbnb." Again, it's one of those things that she promised to do. She still hasn't followed up on that.
I hear and I see that you're a very responsible and a caring dad, and you're trying your best to do things for her. But I just have one question for you. Do you know what her schedule is like during her school days?
I have a fair understanding of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't have a full appreciation for is all of the workload that she has, as in
Okay.
tests and homework and all of that. Um, as much as I understand that she's got a lot of work to do, I also see her with a lot of downtime. And what I do see is she chooses to either take a nap or watch a video, um, but not engage in activities where the family could participate together, like planning a holiday or planning something fun like buying a car for her. She doesn't seem to be interested in any of those. She wants to be left alone.
So I totally understand your concerns. And just to summarize what you said so far,
Mm-hmm.
um, you're concerned about your teenage daughter, that there's minimal communication between her and you and the family, and she often goes to her room and locks herself up and does her own thing, and in spite of you attempting to help her by making spreadsheets, for helping her to choose what college she wants to get into, she's not been able to complete the tasks that you actually have attempted to make
Assigned to her,
assigned to
yeah.
her,
Yeah, that is right.
and that has been very disappointing,
That is
and
true.
you're not able to do the activities that she used to do earlier, fun activities like biking and
Mhm. No, that's a very appropriate summary. That's a very appropriate summary. The other thing that I'll add to that is when there is an attempt to communicate with her, sometimes she throws up temper tantrums as well. As in, you could catch her in a foul mood and she'd shout back at you, and that's what's been troubling.
So sometimes she has her emotional. She gets very emotional
She
and
does.
becomes very vocal,
Correct.
right?
Correct. And the other thing that bothers me about her is, um, you can tell her, she shouldn't be doing a few things.
Mm-hmm.
She may yell back at you or scream or whatever, but there's never a time when she comes back and apologizes for her behavior. Uh, and if you stop talking to her as a way of saying, "Look, I didn't appreciate what you did,"
Mm-hmm.
she's okay not talking to you. And until you go and talk to her and act like everything's normal, she's not of the type that will come back and apologize or talk to you for that matter. She's okay not talking to you.
She's fine without talking to anyone.
Correct.
In spite of her making the mistake, she would
Correct.
not come back and apologize or come and talk to you on her own.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I totally understand, from where you're coming from. Uh, and I see that you're really frustrated. And, hopefully we can work together and I can be supportive, with whatever you want. If you need any help, maybe we can meet and get together for another session. But now I guess this might be the time to draw things together and perhaps conclude this session for now. So, like I said earlier, I'd be more than happy to support you with whatever it is you'd like to do in the future, moving forward, especially with helping your daughter, improve on her behavior and, being more social with others.
No, thank
So,
you. Thank you for the support. Even to have you hear me out was very helpful. Thank you.
thank you for your time.
Yep.